Most people think if they keep their hands down and work 60 hours a week and deliver some good products, service, codes, promotion is inevitable. But I've been in the director seat signing off over 100 promotions, and I can tell you technical skill is just a baseline. Influence is a multiplier. My name is Mike Lawley. I'm the ex Amazon General Manager and Director. My mission is to help people amplify their technical expertise through better communication skill. So back to the topic, how to be influential at workplace. It is particularly hard when English is not your native language, like me, because not only do you need to figure out how to carry a conversation with people, but also you need to break through the deep-rooted mindset that our home culture taught us. How do I know? Because I didn't speak English till I was 21. And if you know me back then you probably wouldn't understand what I was talking about. I spent the next 15 years studying and practicing different methods and get to the director level in a big tech company. So I packed these skills in a course of managing up in influence without authority. You've probably heard of my course or watched some of my free lessons. And the only thing that's in the way is the price tag of the class. And speaking from the bottom of my heart, I don't want you to pay for it. I want your company to pay for it. Because I'm a firm believer that this is something that every company or bachelor or MBA program should teach us. But as far as I know, none of them does. So today I'm going to teach you how to ask your boss for reimbursement of my class so you can take it for free. And spoiler alert, even your boss said no, you'll get a status elevation in your boss's heart. Watch till the end. I know many of us feel a deep cultural shame or guilt when asking for money. I was one of them too. We were taught that asking for $800 for a course is greedy. But look at the market in 2026. Why do investors cheer when companies spend billions of dollars on AI? Because it is not an expense. It is capital expenditure, it's capex. It's a system upgrade. If a company stops investing in its technology, their stock will crash. You are the human capital of your department, of your team, of your company. So asking for the training isn't a favor or worse being greedy. It is your professional responsibility to ensure the company's best asset, you, can amplify your technical expertise to make more business impact. The guilt also comes from the fact that our families are not the wealthiest. The country we came from are not very wealthy as well. So asking for $800 is a lot to our home currency, right? And we also carry this collective responsibility, and we think that being frugal is contributing directly to the company's success. So we carry this mindset that we're the cost center of the company instead of we can generate profit or we can generate revenue or profit revenue proxy. Also, I know you probably also feel like your manager is not going to be happy spending money on you. Well, the fact is your manager is not spending their money. Under IRS Section 127, companies in 2026 can give you up to $5,250 every year tax-free for education. It is a 100% tax deduction for them. So if you don't spend it, a big chunk of it will go to the billionaire owners of the company on their yacht upgrade or buying things they will never need in their life, and the rest will go to the big brother. So hopefully I've changed your mindset at this time of getting over this guilt feeling. But how do you ask for it from your boss? Before we get there, if you like the content so far, don't forget to press the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and the YouTube algorithm will keep pushing my future contents to you about communication tips, and hopefully they'll be helpful for you. Back to the how to ask. First of all, if your manager is not a director or above, chances are he or she will have no idea about IRS 127. And I'm not suggesting you to mention that to your boss. Because at the end of the day, your boss just needs to get his or her ass to be covered in saying yes to you. And dumping too much information onto them will just overwhelm them, which beats the purpose. So we need to work around their fear. So here's how exactly you can word the request to a manager so that they can shield the expense from their own boss and the rest of their team to show he or she is fair. Let's start from the reason. Well, part of the reason why you're watching this video is because probably your boss already giving you some feedback about your communication, or you self-identify that you need to work on it, right? So frame your request in that way to show the uniqueness of this request. I would say, hey boss, I've really taken your feedback of improving my communication skill to heart. And then you offer the solution. I was doing a lot of research around this, and I found a course led by an ex-Amazon general manager and director about influence without authority for non-native speakers, so I can expedite my learning. And then you ask for their opinion. This class is $800. What are some possible ways that you think I can expense this course under our learning and development budget? So here the key thing is you don't ask them a question that can be answered with a yes or no. That will corner you into only two options, right? You ask them a more open-ended question. What are the possible ways that you think I can expense this? Or you can ask them, how open are you? What's your openness of me expensing this course? So give them the chance to talk about their thoughts. And now your boss has three options. Number one is to say, yes, go for it, in which case you can just expense it. The second possible scenario is that your manager will say, I'm not sure, let me figure it out. If they say this, it likely is because they're worried that their boss will ask about it someday. And so what they need at this point is proper justification on paper. And you can say, sounds good. I drafted a justification email about this request too to make your life easier. Let me send that to you as well after this meeting. And I've attached the email template in the description. You can fill it with relevant information about you and just fire it off to your boss in that case. And the third option, or the third possibility, is that your boss will say a straight no. And here's how you can respond to elevate your status in their mind. You look them in the eye and say, I understand the budget is tight, but I'm very committed to your feedback and I want to turn it around quickly so I can represent you and the team well in front of the big boss as well as broader audience. What do you think of that? I'm going to pay for it out of my own pocket. As a director and general manager, I can just tell you, nothing signals promotion material faster than someone who invests in themselves. You aren't asking for permission anymore at this point. You're informing them of your own trajectory. Usually, this is a moment that the manager suddenly finds a magical way to pay for it. And they might say, you know what, just go expense it. That's option one, right? And option two is your boss can still say, let me figure out. So in this case, when he or she reaches out to his or her leadership for approval, they will add their own opinion to the request. So they will probably tell their boss of how committed you are and that they're leaning towards approving it. And to be honest, $800 of L&D expense is not even a roundup error for most companies. But you need to win over your boss's heart and influence them on their opinion on your request. And if your boss didn't say, I will figure out for you after you said, I will pay out of my pocket, that is the most lethal weapon that you can have, because now your boss probably feels a little guilty because he or she gave you the feedback of improving your communication. You made the decision that you want to invest in yourself, and your boss could have used the L&D budget or talked to his or her boss to help you on the feedback that they give it to you, but they didn't. And that just elevated your status in their mind because they're the one who refused to help, even though they're the person who gave you the feedback in the first place. And so what that guilt does in the future is they're going to try to break it even. And they're going to try to even out this negative feeling, this guilt that they have in their heart in different platforms. So let's give an example. Like if they have a talent review or performance review and the topic landed on you, and the boss will probably say something that will make them feel better. So they'll probably say, yeah, Mike has been really taking my feedback and really receptive to it. And he even paid off his own pocket on this class to really like improve on it. So for that, that's very high potential, very high ownership. And because of that, I think we should raise his pay or whatever that is, or give you a promotion after they saw you've really improved your communication skill. So that is a really lethal weapon that you can get of leveraging how human psychology works in our body. And last but not least, what exactly does my course teach? It's actually full of frameworks and examples, just like the one I give it to you, of how you influence without authority. This is the same material I teach native speakers, but what really sets this course apart is that I teach them through a non-native speaker lens and explain how we can break free from the cultural differences and really thrive in the English-speaking corporate world. What's even better is that more than 60% of the class is interactive content, including 3-hour-long sessions of Q&A and 3 hours of roleplay. And you will get the chance to learn as a small group to navigate through roleplay simulations that mimic real-life situations that you encounter at work. And we'll give real-time feedback to you based on your roleplay performance of how you can continuously improve your communication skills. And by the way, this is a judge-free and safe zone that you will get to see how you communicate can really manifest into different results of a conversation and how you can optimize communication to get the result that you want. Here's a review from one of my students who just got a 10% pay bump after implementing the frameworks I taught in the class. Likely, when you get a pay bump, you will need to pay more taxes. You'll up-level your lifestyle, which is good. So the net pay depends on how much you're willing to save, will be around 4 grand after tax. I know a lot of your occupations probably has a lot more pay because of the unique expertise you have. So you can calculate what 10% means for you in terms of the net pay increase. And the pay raise is not just a one-time thing. Once you get a raise, you get that amount every single year after that. Let's say you have another 15 years of working with a 7.6% interest rate of S&P 500 investment average return for the past 30 years after inflation adjustment. Your total career raise from this one-time pay bump is around 105 grand. But for some of you, like me, at one time, are on H1B or L1 visa. We just want to keep our job. And you overread into every single word your boss said to you, and it really drains our energy because you worry that if you lose your job, you won't be able to find another one within the 60 or 90-day period. This fear comes from the fact that we don't know how to navigate through corporate workplace. And you know you only have so much time to prove yourself, but don't know how. How did I know? Because I've been there, which is another reason why I wanted to teach this course. And before I wrap it up, I just want to say stop viewing yourself as an expense. Start viewing yourself as an investment. Have the conversation in the next one-on-one with your boss this week and send them the request email. The 100,000 career raise is waiting and you are just a conversation away from it.